Hello everyone, my name is Wayne.
And I'm Rebecca.
And we are your Bourbon Journey. So back on December 7th, we took a trip to Louisville.
That was a really fun day.
That was a lot going on there, and went to multiple places. There was a video that we did that...
Check it out.
Check it out. It was a lot of fun. One of the stops that we did was at Peerless. And it's been a while actually since we've been to Peerless. And while we were there, Rebecca inquired about if they had anything special. And they had a gingerbread house single barrel bottle. Well, of course, at this point, Rebecca threw the credit card out, grabbed the bottle, and almost ran out of the store. But there was somebody on a corner table signing bottles, and that was
Corky Taylor.
And he signed the bottle for us, talked to us for a couple minutes, and it was actually really cool. It was a fun moment. We have not tasted this, smelled it, or anything until this moment. So we decided to, live on camera, go ahead and determine if we like it or not.
What we think about it.
Yeah.
And it made sense that we might want to try this close to the holidays.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a gingerbread house after all. So I'm hopeful. I mean, our experience with Peerless single barrels is their side label descriptions are typically very accurate.
Mm-hmm.
So let's take a look at the color to start with.
Okay. Well, it's amber. It's
almost
golden amber.
Nice brownish tone. It's nice and dark.
It is dark. I think it's more of a golden amber, but it is dark. Let's see what the nose is.
I couldn't wait to smell it. Oh my gosh. Definitely has some of that ginger happening in there. And that brown sugar.
A lot of brown sugar.
Wow. But it's not overly sweet because you've got that ginger happening.
It's been a while since I smelled this much ginger.
In a drink, specifically.
Yeah. I usually get it in sushi. I love pickled ginger, and I would love to find a bourbon with a pickled ginger along with avocado. But that's another story.
Well, I love lemon gingerbread cookies. I really like the ginger cookies that are kind of soft and chewy. Not the gingerbread house typically, but the soft, chewy ones with all that ginger in them.
Well, silver bells to you.
I'm going to have to taste it now.
Okay. Well,
let's do that.
Cheers.
That is a lot happening. It is dancing around in my palate.
I'm getting a lot of barrel on this.
It's very woody.
It is woody. It's woodier than I expected.
I am not sure at the age. I'll have to look that up later and share that.
I'm gonna have to try this again because.
Happy to try it again. I made our pour a little bit bigger so that we could try it a couple times.
Oh yeah, the ginger's really there.
And the brown sugar's coming through on the palate as well. And there's a little bit of nutmeg too. I mean, it is definitely that sweetness. There's a little bit of confectionery on it that gives you that icing on the gingerbread house. So I think the fact they call it a gingerbread house versus a cookie makes a lot of sense. It is good. It is good, good, good. Let's try, I'm gonna see if I see anything on the bottle here. Of course, they always do a sweet mash, and it's a barrel proof. They do not chill filter, and they never add water. And this is 109.6 proof.
And I love how on, and I'm sure she has a picture up of it, but I love how when they do one of these special bottles, they put a little sticker on the side about that big and about that wide.
Yeah, and I'll do a close-up picture of that so you can see it. The other side of the bottle, Corky Taylor signed it, so that's pretty cool too. And notice, yes, it's a signed bottle by a brand newly inducted Hall of Famer, Bourbon Hall of Famer, and we still open and drink this bottle because that is what those amazing people in the bourbon industry want you to do.
I agree with.
Let's take another taste and try to talk about the finish on it a little bit.
Okay.
And that nose just keeps opening up more too.
Well,
it's like wafting in the room. You almost don't even have to get near it now. It's amazing. So what do you think about the finish? I'm getting those wood notes we talked about on the palate. They're definitely lingering on the finish.
It's bourbon.
Are you getting any pepper or spice or anything on the finish?
I am definitely getting pepper. I'm getting wood. I do get a little bit of ginger with it.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting more out of it than I am, but I think it's pretty good. It's definitely opened up on each taste.
Yeah, I'm not getting any kind of fruit notes. I think there's so much darkness. If I had to pick a fruit, it's almost a little figgy. It's pretty interesting. Shall we try it with our other accoutrements that we've not done for a very long time? Try it with a dried cranberry?
Well, here we go again. I don't need a dictionary. Accoutrements and long words, that basically, anyway, I know what you mean. I'm being silly.
We're going to taste it with dried cranberry to see what the sugars from the dried cranberry do to this bourbon.
Yes, let's do that. It's spicy.
It's spicy, but it's not overbearing. Sometimes that can, but it's definitely bright because it was such a dark note. I think this particular bourbon is quite dark tasting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, dark like a gingerbread house. But this kind of brightened it up and almost brought this higher level citrus note to it. That's really nice and bright. I prefer the original the best, I think, but that was very good. I don't hate it.
What she said.
What should we try next?
No, so let's try the pecan. The pecan, we're going to find out. Sometimes it brings out kind of chocolate notes,
and it amplifies the barrel a lot too.
And sometimes it brings out pecan. Oh.
Wow.
A lot of wood.
It is very woody, and I'm getting some deep, dark chocolate notes with that now from that. And I'm getting a lot of popping, and I still think it's popping ginger, like, almost like pop rocks of ginger in this drink. What do you think?
Well, I am getting ginger. I'm not getting that pop rock effect that you have, but it's definitely there. This is beginning to open up more and more. This is one I would really be curious about several months down the road, because I'm surprised how much it's changed in the few minutes that we've had it open and tried it.
Yeah, I opened it probably 30, 40 minutes ago to photograph it and all that and make the pours and such. But so it's had a little bit of time to open up. But the nose, I mean, it's just if you love bourbon, it's almost like being in a rick house, because this is just kind of filling the air a little bit. This has a great aroma to it that just wafts around.
And Peerless, I know this may sound silly putting it this way, but they really make bourbon. They really make good bourbon. It's just outstanding.
Their single barrels are phenomenal. They really are. And which is why we have a whole shelf devoted to their single barrels, because we almost hate to finish one because you'll never get it again, because they are really different tastes each time. So we have a lot of half-drank bottles of Peerless that we'll have to kill a bottle one every now and then to make room on the shelf.
It's really cool that they do these little special things, and you have to be there, and they're all different. That's the other thing about it. If we pulled out each one of those single specials, they are different.
And we've been on a tour there before, and they talked about how they sample, of course, quite regularly, and things that just taste a little special, they put aside in an area that they'll probably save as a single barrel. And then the other stuff, which is great too, it gets put toward the area where it's going to go to their small batch.
Yeah.
Which is what you can get in a lot of stores. You can pick up a small batch. It's really challenging unless you get a store pick to find a single barrel out in the wild, so to speak. You really need to go visit Louisville and Kentucky Peerless if you want to really take a walk on the great side and try some of their single barrels.
I almost wonder if there's anybody out there at some point in the future, if they see this video, or if there's people that live in the area that collect these type of picks that they do. Because you have to be there. And we found out, it was like the first time we went.
No, it was the second or third. We tasted.
Okay.
Because
I'm the husband, I'm wrong.
I track all this stuff on a spreadsheet. So,
yes, she does.
So the first time we went in, we did a tasting. We couldn't get a tour, right? Mm-hmm. And that's when he decided he really liked bourbon.
That was the first time I ever picked up a flavor. They said there was cola in it. I didn't believe it. And I tried it, and I looked at her, and I'm like, I found cola. I have to buy this bottle. And we still have that bottle.
We still have some in that bottle. But it was 6 months later we were in there, and we came in. They now do these express tastings where it's great. You can walk in without an appointment, and they do them like every 15 minutes.
Yes.
And you can go in and you get a couple tastes. You can pick a couple things on their menu. I highly recommend always picking their single barrel for the day because you can taste a small batch anytime, right? And we tasted something, but we had an appointment somewhere else and we had to rush out when we were done. And we came back when they opened the next morning. We were there right at 10 a.m. And our goal was to buy that bottle. We'd have like, oh no, we sold out last night. I'm like, oh,
we came in and there was this, and we actually bought the other one. It was called Monster Mash. We have it on our shelf.
It was Halloween time.
And we sat there like, I don't remember that one. We asked the person behind the, oh no, we sold, there was like 7 left. And it's like, no, we sold those out. So if you like it, you better buy it.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those things. If you like it, grab it that moment. Because if you come back the next day, it probably won't be there.
So let's, we'll go ahead and we'll try the chocolate because we probably inundated you with a lot of information about Peerless.
Which is a good thing.
I wish they paid me to help, but what can I say?
I'm anxious to see this with the dark chocolate. Made it really spicy for me. It's like a ginger bomb. Oftentimes we get a cinnamon bomb with that, but this is like cinnamon, ginger, nutmeg, all in my mouth. It's like I forgot to put stuff in the cookie mix, and it was just all the spices.
That was very unexpected. It's amazing to think that we ate a piece of chocolate,
a little bitty piece of dark Hershey's Kisses,
and then drank that. And there's no chocolate. That doesn't make sense, but
it does give you a soft mouthfeel because you have that nice chocolate in your mouth, so it really makes it really smooth and soft. You know what? If he has more than me, I'm really, really enjoying this a lot. I mean, back to the nose, it's just so opened up, and it is like you've walked into a bakery, a bakery it's like. We like to watch the Food Network, and sometimes we watch the Gingerbread House competitions, and it's like if you walked into that room, that's what I think that would smell like.
I think after doing all three, I normally deviate to neat. I think there's only maybe been once or twice where we drank something where we really liked something here more than neat. This one I totally prefer neat.
Yeah, it doesn't need anything else.
It doesn't. I think this is. I don't think you have this with just dessert. I can't picture this with a cigar. This is just something you really are pouring for people to blow their mind. Yeah.
Something like this would be great to welcome your guests with, because if you're having a holiday party and you welcome them with this, they'd feel like the party is on, you know.
Anyway, thank you for watching. If you like this, please hit the subscribe button and follow what we do. And cheers to everybody at Peerless. Hope you have a great day.
And to Corky Taylor, so happy about you being in the Bourbon Hall of Fame. Cheers.
Humble man. Cheers.